All right, this is the second deer hunting rifle that was purchased in Heat family. It is a Marlin model 336 3030. The first one we had was a 6.5, but the 6.5 was not used for hunting. They shot targets with it for a couple of times, and then it was burned in a house fire. And in 1979, this was purchased by my older brother Lonnie for $79, brand new off the shelf. It's a Marlin, smooth, and it's got the gold trigger. And that ammo that Magic Mike is holding is the first ammo that was used for hunting deer with this rifle. Now, I want to feature this rifle because uh, when he started hunting, he hunted with my neighbor. My neighbor had a 7mm Magnum, and every time he would pull out this rifle, the people that saw the 7mm Magnum compared to this 30-30, of course they laughed at the 30-30 and they praised the 7mm Magnum. Now, as I came along, I wanted a Marlin. I was attached to it because it was the first one that I saw, and we're going to work the action on it just to show you how the mechanics work in there. And I just thought that was so smooth and neat. And when you pull the lever down, and when you get ready to slam it, you see that arm comes up and guides the bullet into the barrel, out of the tube into the barrel. And I thought it was really neat. I wanted a Marlin really bad, but I just wanted a rifle. I wanted a 30-30. And I see a lot of people talking about the 30-30 like it's just not an effective weapon to hunt deer at long range. When I say long range, at anything over 100 yards. Well, as you can see, I have scoped this rifle with I think this is a 24 power. It's been years since this rifle was in use. So there's actually a 20 power scope on here, a Bushnell. And people will say, well, that's too much scope for a 30-30. It's not gonna hit anything over 200 yards. Well, I went to the range. I have a story I want to tell. I went to the range and there were some guys there shooting 280, 270, 30-06. And I had this rifle, but I had a different scope on it. I had a Tasco 4-16 by 55. And when I pulled it out, of course, the laughter started. Oh, the scope is bigger than the rifle. That scope is too much for that rifle. You don't need that much scope for that rifle. And they set up and they started shooting. They were shooting like 1.5 inch, 2-inch groups with their rifles. And I pulled this rifle out and I shot a 4-shot clover lead at 100 yards, all over my dead center bullseye. The laughter stopped and it turned to kind of a frustrated, nice criticism. Tell your brother if he misses a deer with that, that's his fault, it's not the gun's fault. But I've since then took these rifles, same 30-30 rifles, and stretched them out to 500 yards and hit targets consistently at 500 yards. There's some things that you want to know about this cartridge. This cartridge has been around since 1895. And so for 130 years, this cartridge has been around. It's probably one of the oldest, if not the oldest, deer cartridge in the United States. It's a 30-30. The world record non-typical elk was killed with that cartridge. I think there's a deer that's ranked third in Monroe County, and it's on display at one of the outdoor super centers, and it was taken with a 30-30 Marlin. So this is a very effective cartridge when it comes to hunting deer. But of course, if you want to set it up, you have to set it up right. Like I said, all my videos, I emphasize torquing the scope bases, torquing the scope rings, and also knowing what ammunition your rifle likes. So I don't know what other people's experience has been with a 30-30, but I know mine has been great. And Mike here, he has a Marlin. It's similar to this one. His is a little bit newer. I think I purchased his in the 90s. And it didn't have the gold trigger, but it's got the real wood stock. It's not a pressed wood stock. And it's got that smooth trigger pull on it. So he's taken quite a few deer with his. My brother Lonnie's taken quite a few deer with that one. and I have a Winchester Model 94 that I've taken quite a few deer with, and I want to show you that here, okay? Now what we have here, we have both of them. We have the Winchester Model 94. You can see the action is different on this rifle. The chamber is a lot smaller here than on that rifle. So this was my first hunting rifle. I took a lot of deer with this rifle, and I remember taking a deer at over 200 yards with this rifle right here. The shot was so long that I shot, and it was the first time I actually heard the report come back from the deer. That's how long it took for the bullet to get there, but it dropped the deer in its tracks. So these are very effective. I like a 30-30, low recoil, and you can get some federal ammunition for this rifle that will actually shoot 2,400 feet per second. So when you compare that to, say, a 308 normally shoot around 25 to 2,600 feet per second. So you're only 100 feet per second slower with the same projectile, a .308 bullet. So, like I said, I don't know what other people's experiences are with these rifles, but I know that this one, I own two 30-30s, and I have a Marlin, and I have this Winchester. Mike here owns a Marlin.
Yes, 30-30 is a good gun. I done got a bit here on the wall myself with my 30-30.
Yeah. Big, huge 8-point, what was it, like 19 inches wide, 19, 20 inch spread on it?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I think he was somewhere around 160, 170 pounds on the hoof, so Mike took him out with a 30-30 Marlin, and it wasn't a perfect shot, but it bled him out real quick. So this caliber has been around for all these years for a reason. It's a real good gun, real good caliber. Hey, I wouldn't trade mine for anything. So if you want to try 30-30, a lot of people like to shoot them the traditional way with just open sight, no scope, but they do come tapped for scopes. Torque that scope on there, take it out to the range, get to know it, find the ammunition that it likes, and this rifle will serve you. In Georgia, you're not going to shoot at a deer more than, on average, 75, 80 yards. So if you have a 270, 30-06 or whatever, you're still going to be shooting about a 75 to 80 yard shot. Well, this rifle will do that with no problem. And like I said, this rifle, I've killed deer over 200 yards with it, and I've shot targets at over 500 yards with it. So I don't have a problem with it. I like it. I think the ballistics on it is somewhere like, if you sight it in 2 3/4 inches high at 100 yards, you're gonna be dead on. At 200 yards, you'll be like 4.5 inches low at 300 yards. Maybe 200 yards dead on, 250, 4 inches low, 300, you're about 14 inches low. So you're still there. You can still make that shot. So, this is something that if you want to try out your first hunting rifle and want it to be a 30-30, hey, just torque those rings, torque the bases, and let's go get it, man. These are good guns, man. Just wanted to share that with you. This is the first family deer hunting rifle. This is what started it all. This is what started out Heath Shooting Outdoors right here, 30-30 cartridge. We're talking about, on this channel, we're talking about things that people do when we hunted for food. We didn't hunt for bragging rights and just to go out and talk about it. We hunted, it was like a necessity. So you use what was in front of you, and it was more the skill of the hunter than the equipment. And when you get the skill, the equipment, hey, it'll fall in line and do what it has to do. So, till next time, like I said, we are changing the game here at Heath Shooting Outdoors, and we'll see you all next time. Mike, what do you think, man?
Oh yeah. The 30-30s, they're good guns. Yep. Make sure y'all get y'all one if y'all already have one. Make sure you get one.
That's good advice. All right, we'll see y'all next time. All right, we're here with the original owner of that 30-30 we're talking about, my brother Lonnie. Purchased this, I think it was $79.
$79.
Back in 1979.
78.
78.
That's
78.
right.
So I was wrong. I was a year off. So that rifle was a little bit 1 year older than I said it was. So, but I wanted a Marlin to match his. But this right here, this Winchester Marlin 94, has done the trick over the years. That Marlin has taken quite a few deer. He put how many you put on the wall with it?
I lost count.
And I put some on the wall with this one. Mike put some on the wall with his. So And that's not including the ones that was 8 points and 6 points that were just beneath the standards we want to put on the wall.
Right.
We've taken quite a few deals with this cartridge.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those cartridges where that's why I deem this right here changing the game. You know, 3030 is one of the cartridges that people kind of disrespect when it comes to, or they don't give it enough respect when it comes to deer hunting. That cartridge has been around longer than most deer hunting cartridges on the market. 1895. And the 30-06 was invented in 1906. So it's been out longer than the 30-06. And like I said, world record, non-typical help taken with it. You can take down lots of big game with this. Shot placement is the key. You know, being patient, taking the right shot, and making sure that you set that rifle up right when you first set it up. And I scope mine. Some people say don't put scopes on them, use open sight. But I scope mine. I also use high power scopes on here. I go to 12, 20 power, it doesn't matter. And like I said, I've made shots out to 500 yards consistent with this rifle. And sometimes I leave people in awe. I think it's because I'm doing things that they just didn't try to do.
I couldn't do.
I couldn't do. So like I said, we're changing the game. And there's all heaps in here now. You see, we met Magic Mike, Lonnie, Jamie, you know, and we're going to be presenting this to you on this channel
On my 70th birthday.
on his 70th birthday. His 70th birthday. And you bought the rifle when you were 21?
Yeah.
21. So that rifle's 49? 49 years old? Okay. Yeah. So I've had this one since I was 16, 1986. So, and that's I'll be 56 Wednesday, so that's 40 years. So 40 and 49-year-old rifles here, but they've been doing the trick.
Still
all
doing
the
the
time.
trick.
Still doing the trick.
Still can do the trick.
Still can do the trick.
That's right.
That's it.
Yep.
So we'll see you next time, right here at Jamie Heath, Heath Shooting Outdoors.